come on, man. Happy Friday to all of y'all. Great to be here on a high noon installment of the PMP show, Polymac Particles. Welcome aboard. Hey, if you're a newcomer, we got plenty of space. Grab a chair, pull up a seat at the table, enjoy your lunch and a cold drink or whatever you're into on a Friday. Have a great time. Welcome aboard. All our familiar faces. Great to see all of y'all. And let me just say, hello, y'all. All of y'all on Instagram. All of y'all on X/Twitter. All of y'all on TikTok. And, of course, our great friends over at Cron 4 Plus, streaming on the Cron 4 Plus app. New episodes of Polymac Particles every night at 11:30 p.m. We're so happy to be part of the Cron 4 family. Thank you again, Chris Flynn. We freaking love you. Creative Tony. Oh, let me answer a quick question before I say hi to Tony. I saw Stevie B scroll by a couple of minutes ago. He's one of my favorite guys in the Army, the PMP Army. He said he asked an innocent question. Stevie Bisicchio goes, hey, man, anybody going to see Neil Young tonight at Shoreline Amphitheater? You know, it's so funny you ask, man. I had somebody, believe it or not, I had two people offer me tickets for the Neil Young gig tonight, and I can't go. I really regret it, but I can't go. But you should, dude. Get down there and have a great time. Get some of that Neil Young feedback in your head. You know what I mean? And call out for a powder finger. I need a powder finger. That's what I'm looking for, Stevie B. Have a great show. I hope you make it down there. I have Sound Summit tomorrow with Brian Murphy. I'm going to be up on the mountain all day long. Hope to see some of you up there. Okay, so all that being pushed aside, happy Friday, happy high noon. Creative Tony, how are you doing today, man? What's up with you? You're wearing purple. That's a rare color for you, but you look good. How are you, man? No, it's a great melody. Tony, I love when you answer my questions with song. You know what I mean? Let's try that again real quick because it was very effective. Let me say, hey, Tony, how you doing today? Yeah. Oh, dude, totally. That works for me, dude. No need to use words anymore. Let's just communicate musically. And we do have our music assignment coming up today. I got a couple of good ones. Oh, baby, I got a couple of really sweet covers for you. Tony, how you doing, man? How are you, kid?
I've got some good covers as well, Paulie. I'm excited about that. I've got my Parish Brewing shirt on, straight out of Louisiana. So it's my little ode to the South as the Niners go down to the Big Easy for football.
Straight out of Louisiana?
Yeah, Parish Brewing outside of New Orleans.
Can I interject with the words of Dr. Dre and the late Eazy-E and, of course, Ice Cube? Straight out of Compton. I better not quote anything else. Actually, I just realized I can't quote that song at all. It's profanity laden. Anyway, shout out to NWA and Straight out of Compton. A brother that'll smother your mother and make your sister think I love her. That's about as much as I'll give you today. Tony, anyway, finish your greetings today. How are you, brother?
I was just going to say from Broussard, Louisiana, Parish Brewing, great beer if you ever get a chance to go to Parish Brewing if you're in Louisiana. We got Noemi, we got Ray, we got Corinne representing us at the Superdome this Sunday. We also got Giants, Dodgers. We got to talk about Joey Chestnut. We got to talk about Spinal Tap 2. We got to talk about our musical assignment.
We got to talk about Mac Jones. You know what I mean? We got to talk some Mac Jones today, bro. Taking snaps. Get ready in the Big Easy. Mac Jones. That's your QB1, kid.
Paulie, so if you haven't noticed over the 28 years we've known each other that I worry about things. And
yeah, you do. You're a good worrier, dude. I've been known to worry myself. It's not a good quality. I wish I could do away with that. Causes me a lot of anxiety, the worrying, you know?
I'm a definite worrier. So yeah. I want you to set my worries straight later on in the show about Niner ball, dude. I got a couple worries about Niner ball. And but I feel actually on the flip side, I'm excited and feel good about Giants ball.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. You know what I was just talking to? I was just talking to my friend Chris Kelly from Saturday Night Live. He's a longtime Paulie Mac and Brian Murphy and Mac show. Listeners probably remember him. Chris Kelly, we talked about him a lot. That's our boy who is the stage manager at SNL. And he's a monster Giants fan, dude. He's a monster Giants fan. He's got his own bar that he hangs out in after work down in the Lower East Side. And they have a TV at the far end of the bar, which is always reserved for Chris. They always have the Giants game on. So I love that. I love knowing that Chris Kelly will be saddled up on his bar stool tonight for Ohtani, drill him, and Logan Webb. And it's going to be a great series, Tony. You're right. I'm really looking forward to this Giant Dodger series. It's a great way to get the weekend started tonight, man.
No question, man. It's going to be a great weekend, all in all, man. And like we said with Brian Murphy yesterday, our mystery guest that ended up not being much of a mystery.
Yeah, I just thought I'd reveal that one 10 minutes in. Sure. It's always effective to blow your cover. Well, it just shows you my head, dude. I've been doing shit like that for years. And I just mark that down. Sure. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. It's Friday. You know what I mean? I'm getting loose. Yeah.
But you're like, yeah. So, hey, when Murph comes on, we'll ask him. We'll be sure to ask him about that. And you're like, oh.
It was an innocent, you know what it was, Tony? It was an innocent slip of the lip. I like the way you move your hips. Loose lips, sink ships, the way you move, and you don't miss. A little rat for you on Friday, a little rat and roll, slip of the lip, Tony.
By the way, I love that you're wearing your Les Claypool's Fearless Flying Frog Brigade t-shirt today, because
one of the weirdest shows I've ever seen, dude. One of the weirdest events I've ever seen. There were fairy princesses on stage with dresses and magical. I didn't know what I was looking at. I'm like, this is freaking mayhem, dude. Yeah.
Well, I think I can outdo your weirdness with Les Claypool on the stage. I went with Buckethead Mark to the Palace of Fine Arts to watch Les Claypool redo the Willy Wonka Charlie and the Chocolate Factory soundtrack.
That might be too much for me right there. Are we talking Oompa Loompas? Did they bring them out? Oh, dude. Yeah, here we go.
They brought out like massive, giant-sized Oompa Loompas, and they were dancing Oompa Loompa.
Yeah. By the way, that movie, I just want to throw this out there gently as a food for thought. Kind of like a bad acid trip, that movie. You know what I mean? He's on that little canoe and they're going into the tunnel. Things are getting weirder. And he's like singing the songs. There's snakes involved. There's a lot of bad imagery going on in there for little kids. It can haunt you. That movie can haunt you. And then at the end, Wilder snaps. You get nothing. You lose. All that kind of stuff. I'm like, damn. It was a lot to process as a little kid. I'm like, do I like this? Am I scared? I don't know what's going on right now. A lot to take in, Tony.
Oh, so much to take in, man. And yes, that was definitely Roald Dahl, the original writer, author of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, James and the Giant Peach. I read all those books as a kid, and I'm like, now that I look back, I'm like, Jesus, dude, what was Roald Dahl really getting into back in the day?
He was dabbling with all kinds of stuff. He probably just walked out of the Fillmore East after seeing like a 45-minute Dark Star by the Grateful Dead, and he goes, I got an idea for a script. You know what I mean? It's probably like one of those, because that's a psychedelic film, dude. I'm telling you. Oompa Loompas? Come on, man. Come on. Chocolate Rivers? What are we doing? Yeah.
I'll try and pull up a video of the Claypool show, and because Buckethead Mark and I were like, dude, this is way more than we expected, man. Like this.
Bring a hard hat, bro. Les Claypool, he's not being sensitive to anybody's feelings. He's bringing the weirdness, and if you can't handle it, that's on you. You know what I mean? He's like, you've been warned. Escobar the Third, you want weird? I've seen, bro. You know who's a big Gwar fan? Escobar, Tom Tolbert. You need to talk Gwar with. Didn't Tolbert used to go see Gwar, Tony?
I believe so. So. And dude. I've been offered an opportunity to go, and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I should have taken that person up on seeing that band, because I'm just like, and I think it's Gwar is how they pronounce it. And Tolbert used to talk about Gwar all the time on the show, and Ralph would look at him like,
I know what you're talking about, Tom. What's Gwar? I'm going to see Bob Seger in the Silver Bullet Band. Creative Tony, you want to come? But yeah, dude, that's another mistake. That's another regret. You should have seen Seeger with the late Ralph Barbieri. Rest in peace, Ralph.
Dude, totally. You know what? Front row seats, by the way.
And where was the gig?
Hold on, dude. I got to do this, Paulie.
I don't know what's going on, but Tony's got something up his sleeve. I can tell. Look at the twinkle in his eye.
I just, because we're talking about it. Oh boy, here we go. Okay. Stand by. Here we go. Let me just get to
it. Jesus. Oompa TV. Look at this.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, already. I know. It's a lot. I'm sorry, y'all.
Dude.
Wow. Listen to me. And by the way, shout out to the umbrella on the amplifier over there. Yeah, somebody throw an umbrella on the amp. You got candy canes. This is, that's typical Les Claypool. There he is on the stand-up bass. He is a wickedly talented musician. He's so avant-garde. It's hard to process his stuff sometimes. But he's a world-class player, man. He's a world-class player. And they say he's a real sweetheart when he's not on stage. Like, he's a super nice guy. He's got his own winery up in wine country. He's really into his winery. And
Dude.
Patty from Napa. Let's give Patty some love. She's checking in from Las Vegas right now. Vegas, baby, Vegas. What's up, Patty? Queen of the scene. Vegas, baby. VIP pass check. Wine is pending check. Happy Friday to you. And hey, Patty, if you could film a couple of clips and send them into the show, and we'll air them on Monday. I'd love to see what the Eagles are doing. I heard Patty said that they're going to recreate like the early days of the Eagles when they were playing like the Troubadour down in Los Angeles, tiny little club. That's really cool. The Grateful Dead did stuff like that for their Sphere show. Like they took you back to the Fillmore. There was some Winterland stuff. So yeah, Patty, you enjoy. Have a great time. Tell Mikey I said hello, and have a great weekend. Cheers. Stay out of trouble, kid. Stay out of freaking trouble.
Hey, Patty, on that note with Patty from Napa, Patty did some homework and she found the guy who did the AC/DC remake, the funk remake. She found him yesterday on Instagram and Cameo, and we have a video from him. His name is Nick Harrison, and we can play it later on in the show. Or we can wait until next week's Night Flight. I don't know.
Okay, I think because it is a Friday and it is, Tony, high noon. Why don't we enjoy that? Why don't we enjoy the atmosphere? But let's give some love to our sponsors first, and then we'll go to the video. And I saw a piece of that video. It's hilarious. Okay, Tony, I want to start today with a little Stellar Design, if you don't mind. In fact, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and start the Stellar Design piece today because we got a little video piece I want to play inside this ad. And then I'll take it up for the host 2 spot, T. But whenever you're ready, we'll talk Stellar Design, and I'll get it started. Stellar Design, the San Francisco Bay Area-based industrial design studio shaping the future of product innovation, Tony.
Yeah, Paulie, so we've talked about Stellar Design with Baller Cam. We've talked about New Rava and the work they're doing for epileptic seizures and helping get like a trigger or a warning for that. And then also about plant life too. Stellar Design, Dom Peralta, they care about plant life. They care about the plants in your home. And guess what? The Goha leaf sweep. Check it out right here. Here is the Goha leaf sweep. I have it right here. The
keep
Goha.
That thing away from rags. Whatever you do, just keep it away from rags. Yeah, that's all.
I don't know if Rags wants the leaf sweep as is, or does he want the dusting covers?
You might as well give him all the accessories, and then when he's like walking down,
does he want the combo covers?
Throw it all in a box and send it to him. And like his wife Tracy's gonna be like, Rags, why are you walking down to the basement with the Goha? It's midnight. What are you doing? He'd be like, it's something a man needs to enjoy on his own. I don't know, Rex. That's up to you how you negotiate that. But anyway, go ahead, Tony.
So the Goha leaf sweeper, which I'm holding, the Goha leaf sweep is in new stores. For example, Riza plants in Napa and Sloat Gardens in San Francisco. You know Sloat Garden Center in San Francisco, Paulie.
I'm a Sloat Garden head. I used to buy my Christmas tree at Sloat Garden when I lived in the city, and I bought a tree off Shannon Kaler's brother, and I didn't even know it was his brother. This is pre-Foxes. This is going way back. I had my kids with me. I'll never forget this. It was pouring rain. Yeah. And it was cold, and my kids were really little. They're probably like 5 and 3. And I lived in that neighborhood it was right near, because that Sloat store is right across the street from Giorgio's Pizza. So I walked into the thing and I saw this kid with really long hair, and I'm like, I'm buying my tree off that kid. I want to tip that kid with the long hair, little hippie guy, the next generation of hippies. So I walked up to him and he's like, yeah, man, pick a tree, bro. We got Douglas fir, whatever you need, man. And I'm like, all right, bro. So and I tipped him, and I found out later that was Kaler's brother, Spence. So yeah, I'm fond of Sloat. Very fond of Sloat.
It's a great spot. And Dom Peralta, I see you in the chat, dude. If you want to correct me, it's either Riza or Riza for the new store in Napa that this is a part of, that they're now that the Goha leaf sweep is now in Riza or Riza plants in Napa. I apologize if I'm not getting it correctly. And Sloat Garden Center. And also, Paulie, there's a quick video we want to show about the founder and friend of Stellar Design and Dom Peralta, Kieran Collins. So if you just let me share this video, Paulie, and we can get involved here. Stand by, and here we go. Stand by. Let me get the volume. Sorry.
Started in COVID when a lot of people got a bunch of plants, especially urban dwellers. I started with the gateway plant, the succulent, which thrive on neglect. And I got a bit ambitious and got a bunch of leafy, broadleaf plants, some big ones. And then I proceeded to quickly go from proud plant parent to chained plant murderer. So I called a friend, a plant expert. Well, the first thing they asked is, are you cleaning them? I had no idea I was meant to clean their plant. Leaves are porous like your skin, and they get clogged up with gunk and debris and dust, become really susceptible to pests and diseases. Knowledge I need to be cleaning my plants. The little ones were easy. I could put them in my sink and rinse them off. Larger ones posed a bigger problem. And it actually made me think about plants in a commercial space. How are they done manually? I found it to be really laborious and tedious and ineffective. You're taking a towel or you're taking a rag, often damaged plants, damaged delicately. There had to be just a better solution tool that would clean the top and the bottom at the same time. Really intuitive, easy to use, portable, lightweight, and something accessible to everyone. Be a single-handed product where you could hold your plant, your spray, your ladder, whatever you need, but you were utilizing the covers in different ways so that you could accommodate all kinds of needs. In addition to sustainability, quality manufacturers that cared about the welfare of everyone on the team, from the people doing assembly all the way to their top level engineers. Going there and being on the assembly room floor and going through all the sampling was a really important part of the process. I think it's empowering to have a product that makes something that's a little bit intimidating, a little bit nuancy and intuitive. Right? So the Leaf Suite is smarter plant care. I'm Kieran Collins and I created the Leaf Suite. The idea for the
Karen Collins, go on with your bad self. And let me just finish this up for you, Tony. Founded in 2014, back to Stellar Design. They do guide ideas from concept to production through prototyping, testing, and eventually launch. From breakthrough consumer electronics to life-saving medical devices, Stellar merges cutting-edge tech, with stunning aesthetics. So your product looks amazing and works flawlessly. Again, they create award-winning design with meaningful connections between people, product, and brand. So whether you're an individual with an idea, a startup, a Fortune 500 company, Stellar offers partnership to achieve out-of-this-world design. So visit stellar.design and make design impact. You can also email Dom directly at Dominic@stellar.design. Dominic@stellar.design, or call them, 650-796-3144, 650-796-3144. Thank you, Dom. See you tomorrow up on the mountain. Okay, Tony, we got hot and sour picks. We got Niner football to talk about. You spin the wheel any which way you want to go. I'm going to kind of let you steer the ship today because it's an overflow of stuff.
A few things first, Paulie. Just want to say that gohopplantcare.com is you can go to their website. Also, that was on the Instagram account, gohopplantcare on Instagram, and you saw Kieran there in the video. I was just doing a demonstration on my own little plant. I've had this plant since college, right behind me. So this is my baby right here. And then also, Paulie, just because we're talking about plants and plant care.
Herb is a plant. Herbs are good for everything.
Well, I second that. Me and Bob Marley, we agree on that point, dude. We agree that herbs are good for everything. Exactly. Oh, we got to play the video. We were just teasing Patty's video. My bad. I forgot.
Well, no, I want to play that later on in the show. I want to get through some Niners and Giants stuff, and that'll be the fun way to kind of end the show after the musical assignment or before the musical assignment. One of the two.
Okay.
Your pick, Paulie, because it's a really fun thing, and it's that if you saw the show yesterday, we talked about this guy, Ray Goodman and my buddy Joe also. They both sent in this video of this guy redoing Back in Black in a super funky style. So Patty got a hold of him, and we'll share that later on in the show. I have a note to make sure we do that, Paulie. So we'll do that. But Paulie, you want to go Giants or Niners first?
I want to talk a little Niners if we could. And I want to throw this out there real quick. One guy I'm watching this weekend is D. Winters. I really like what I saw in week one. I like how kind of excited Fred Warner was by his play. You can just kind of see that new partnership developing. And, the Niners have a great history of like kind of linebacker tandems that really know how to work together. I think about, Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. I think about Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. And I hope that, D. Winters can kind of come into that Greenlaw spot and elevate. But I like what I saw a lot week one. So that's one guy for me, Tony, I'm looking forward to. And then obviously Mac Jones. That's a guy we're all watching. Can he lead this? I mean, that's what you hear about Shanahan, is that it's a system. It's a philosophy. There's a rhyme to it all. And I have confidence in Mac Jones. I think he can run that system. I really do. At least I'm hopeful. How about you?
Yes, I feel like he's a seasoned quarterback. He's not. We're not just throwing in some random backup who doesn't have any experience. So I like that. And dude, Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne played together too. So there's a connection there too that maybe they can reconnect and see what Kendrick Bourne can add to the Niners as he signs a 1-year deal. Paulie, I do have a funny kind of like random concern, and I guess it would be a good problem to have, but let's just pretend that Mac Jones goes into the Superdome and just has a great game, 25 of 32 for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, whatever.
Are you setting up a quarterback controversy? Is that what you're doing? Is that where you're going? What do you want, Montana Young 2.0? Where are you going with this? Yeah, what do you? I can tell where you go. Let's just say, I'm like, here comes something spicy. Yeah.
Well, and let's just say, because Purdy's 2 to 5 weeks, right? It's like there's the talk of it, right? Yeah. So let's just say Jones comes home in the home opener against the Cardinals, and he does well again.
The home opener, we'll be wearing all white, Tony. I look forward to watching the Niners wear road uniforms at home. And by the way, why make that proclamation right now? What if it's a chilly day? They're saying we can't wear red. It's too hot. You know what? Let me let Charles Grodin do the talking on this one, because I disagree with this staunchly.
What the hell?
Dude, we got home games. Let's wear our home freaking jersey. It's one of the greatest looks in NFL history. Anyway, Tony, it could be a 62-degree day. They scheduled this weeks ago. How do we know it's even going to be hot? Whole thing drives me nuts. Anyway, sorry, I stepped on you. Go ahead, man.
It's okay. Maybe, they come out, Trent Williams, they come out with the boombox. Maybe they should turn back the clock on the boombox and play because it's too hot, lady. Gotta run for shelter. Gotta run
for shade. It's too hot. It's too hot. But dude, I'm all about too hot. Who sang that? Who's that from?
I think it's Cool in the Gang. I'm almost positive it's Cool in the Gang.
Dude, it's too hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wait, can we just total random side note? I love the idea that one of the guys is like, guys, I got the band name. We're gonna call ourselves Cool and the Gang.
Well, Cool with a K. Make sure that Cool is spelled with a K. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like cigarettes, dude, like the freaking cigarettes, Cools. Give me a pack of Cools and that Cool and the Gang's greatest hits, and I'll be on my way. That's all I need. Yeah.
Back in the day, a box of Cool menthols, dude.
Well, that's the thing. They're menthols. Let me ask the PNP community this. And what's up, Escobar, Patty, Miguel, Rags, Dami, Groschel, Stevie B, Soccer Bowl SC? Let me ask you this. For those of you who have smoked menthol cigarettes in the past, I've had a couple over the years here and there. I had a couple of menthols, but I think when I had a menthol, it was a Salem. I want to say, dude, shout out Salem. It's like Pepsi and Coke. What wins the menthol kind of head-to-head battle? Cools or Salems? It's a legitimate question. And then my other question is the color scheme on all those menthols was always like a light blue and a white. I remember, or like a green maybe. When the Cools were like green and white, something like that. Anyway, Tony, you ever drill a Cool? I bet you have at some point.
I have, dude. Yeah. I went through just a menthol phase one summer, and I blame this girl who saw me standing in line at a fish show in Indiana. And she saw me in line at Set Break, and she's like, "Hey, man, you want a menthol?" And I'm like,
"Sure, give me a menthol." You know what I mean? At Set Break, why not? Everything feels right. Sure, let's fire down a menthol.
And the fact that she goes, "You look like you could use one." I go, "I don't know what that means, but okay."
Yeah, if you put it that way, you might as well fire it up. Yeah, let's go. Right.
Then I tried it, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I remember telling her, "This is like smoking a candy cane." And she goes, exactly.
That's actually not a bad little analogy there. Yeah, it is like, well, you get that minty, refreshing smoke feeling. Right.
That's what's so dangerous about it, dude. Yeah. I was like, get these away from me. And of course, they didn't get away from me for the while. But now, and that was a long, long time ago. That was in my 20s. Okay. We're nice, health first. A long, healthy lifespan is what we're looking after right now. But Paulie, back to my Shanahan concerns. Let's just say Mac Jones has 2 really good weeks in a row, and then the twinkle in Shanahan's eye returns for Mac Jones. Like, what's going to,
Well, they can't do. I mean, listen, they have to ride with Brock Purdy. They just gave the Brink trucks to him, man. He's think about it this way: how crazy is this? Guys like Joe Montana, Steve Young. Arguably 2 of the greatest quarterbacks, I mean, certainly we've ever seen in our lifetimes. And those guys are sitting there right now looking at Brock Purdy going, that dude right there is the highest paid quarterback in 49er history.
Yep.
And I got four Super Bowl trophies right here. You know what I mean? Like those guys must have a hard time processing this era of football where the salaries have skyrocketed so much. But no, to answer that original question, Tony, or to your point, I think they have to ride with Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
They have to. They invested so much in him. He's the guy. But I hear you, dude. That's the dream scenario that Mac Jones plays so well that we're over here having that conversation. Let's take this one game at a time. I haven't even taken a snap yet. Let's see what happens. But I expect good things. He was, at Alabama. We watch this kid play, fundamentally sound, running that Nick Saban machine down there. I have a lot of confidence in this kid, and I just want to see him do it on the field, man, on Sunday.
I do too, Paulie. I will say, looking at what the Saints did against the Cardinals last weekend, they sacked Kyler Murray 5 times.
That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem protecting our quarterback, I think, all year long, regardless of who's out there. That's a concern.
And also, Kyler is he's very fast and elusive and hard to tackle and hard to get.
He's a pain in the ass. He is. He's a real pain in the ass to defend. Yeah.
So I'm just, fingers crossed that's not the case on Sunday. And, because I think they had a cornerback blitz, sack on a cornerback blitz, a sack on a linebacker blitz, and then a couple of defensive end sacks, Cam Jordan and I'm blinking on the other guy's name, but they had 5 sacks. So I'm just like, and then also for the Niner defense, this tight end, Juwan Johnson is, he's a good tight end, and they're gonna have their hands full with him. He had 8 catches for 76 last week, dude. And I'm not saying that the Niners can't handle him. I'm just saying that I don't want Niner fans to take this game lightly, is what I'm saying. Because everybody all week, and myself included, saying, "Oh, it's they should win this game. They should win this game. It's okay if Kittle's not there. It's okay if Brady's not there." But the Saints, they're not great, but they didn't play horrifically last weekend. And
no, that was a nip and tuck game. That was a tight game they were in. Yeah,
and they only gave up 2 touchdowns, and they're at home. And yes, the Niners should handle business and win the game, but I just don't want to overlook Kamara. I don't want to overlook Olave. I don't ever want to overlook Rashid Shaheed. All those guys, they're good players. And so that's why, Bosa, Huff, Michael Williams, Okawanu, Upton, dude, the rookies, Upton Stout and Siegel. I'm excited to see all those guys. And like you mentioned, D Winters too. I'm excited to see them on the road in the Dome. The Dome is not an easy place to play.
No, it's not. And it's so funny about New Orleans, and I'm not breaking news here. I know we all know this, but the city itself can beat you. You know what I mean? You can lose the game on Saturday. You can lose up when you're getting dressed on Sunday because there's so many temptations down there. That's why people always say, the Super Bowl in New Orleans, probably the greatest city for it, although I put Miami in that conversation too, based on our experience. I loved it down there. But there's so much going on in New Orleans, and Ray and Noemi, you guys have a great time down there, man, and take a lot of pictures and share them with us. I'd love to see what you guys are up to, because it's the food, it's the music, it's like you kind of cop a buzz the second you step off the plane. One thing leads to another. You got a hurricane in your hand, and you're just walking down the street, boozing,
When you land at what I think isn't it called Louis Armstrong Airport?
Yeah.
There, the few times I've landed there are brass bands playing inside the airport as you're cruising through the airport. I'm like, oh, this is why I'm here. So I love the city of New Orleans. I want the Niners to handle their business, because when I went to see the Niners play the Saints in New Orleans, they got their asses handed to them. It was like the Reggie Bush coming out party. I will say, I heard John Lynch with Murph yesterday saying that he's thinking about going to the LSU Florida game on Saturday.
Good game. Oh, shout out Rod Brooks, big LSU Tiger guy. And yeah, man, that's a nice ball. Actually, I'm going to miss that. I'll be on the mountain with Murph tomorrow. But yeah, I hope John Lynch does go. John Lynch loves him some football, man. And by the way, you know what else John Lynch loves? And I only know this because I was there talking to him, and so were you. John Lynch loves himself some U2. Remember we were rapping with him before the show at Levi's a few years ago? He's like, yeah, I'm excited, you guys. I'm excited. Talking about U2, like the way he usually talks football. It was cool. But no, you're right, dude. I went down there in 2019 and got lucky. I caught that great game where it was a shootout, and it was a Garoppolo to Kittle, the play where Kittle was just dragging fools down the sideline. It was great. I do expect a win. Going back to your earlier thing about, be on guard. I am on guard, but I think the Niners have more on both sides of the ball. This is a game they should win. It is. I would chalk this up as a W. That's what I'm expecting.
I'm kind of bumming on I was really looking forward to like 2 straight weeks of Pearsall and Purdy, because they were developing a connection last week, and he had 4 catches for 108, I think it was.
Well, for more fuel to your quarterback controversy tip, how about little Mac Jones to Pearsall, bro? Let's keep that going. You know what I mean?
Dude, Mac to Ricky to Mac. I'm down. I mean, I like what Pearsall is showing, basically. And it's nice to see that all the hype during preseason and during camp is now coming to fruition, because you and I both were a little, not skeptical, but just like, I want to see it.
Yeah, show me. That's all I ask. I mean, I'm happy to sing the guy's praises, but you got to show it to me. Let's see it on Sunday, and then we'll get excited. Right,
totally. Yeah. So, I wanted to ask you this too, Paulie. In the first 4 games, right? Because they obviously have the win in Seattle, then they have New Orleans, then they have Arizona, and then they have the Rams, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you expect? Do you expect 2-2? Do you expect 3-1? Do you expect 4-0? Like, what are your hopes?
Give me the first. Give me the next 2 games after New Orleans on this calendar.
Cardinals, Rams.
Division games are always tough. I mean, I think splitting. I think if they can go through the first 4 games 3-1, I'm pretty pleased. And the Rams, I just don't trust the Rams. I never do. You don't know what you're going to get with the Rams, and I think they're going to have a pretty good year. Actually, they were a playoff team last year. They actually gave Philadelphia a game in Philly, if you remember, in the postseason. So, looking at the next 3, just go 2-1. Let's end the first 4.
My apologies. I jumped a week. The Jaguars are before the Rams. It's the Jags before the Rams. So my apologies. So Rams are week 5. So my apologies on that. It goes Seahawks, Saints, Cardinals, Jags, and the Cardinals and Jags are home games. And then they're at the Rams on Thursday Night Football, October 2nd. So,
the other thing about, you mentioned it, you said this a couple of minutes ago, you said that, hey, it's always tough to play in New Orleans, but we now live in this era where the Niner fans pack their bags and travel. I guarantee you the Superdome will be 50% red. And I know the same thing happens in Los Angeles. As good as the Rams are any given season, Niner fans show up. They're gonna be at SoFi loud and proud. Remember they had that playoff game, which we lost, unfortunately, that NFC Championship game down at SoFi. The building was half red. So it's almost like a home game away from home. I think the Niners are going to enjoy that same kind of fan support this year. The fans are traveling big. Hey, last thing on the Niners, I want to talk a little bit about the Giants series, or at least last thing for now. What about the kicker? Any De Niro Pinero thoughts? I mean, because it could come down to him. His foot might be the thing. Could you imagine, bro? I mean, they kicked Moody out after 1 week. This kid better hit his kicks.
I don't have any thoughts, because I know that he's well traveled. I know that he hasn't stayed on.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I always wonder with kickers. Is it good when your kicker has been on 7 teams in 5 years? I don't know. I don't know if that's good.
I like consistency. I'm not talking about these guys being good human beings, but Justin Tucker and Harrison Butker, those guys are good kickers, and they've been on the same team. They were on the same team for years. Butker's still there. Obviously, Tucker gone. And also that kid, Jason Myers, for the Seahawks last week. This is his 7th year on the team. I don't know. Wershing had a long run. Gold had a longer run. Like this like, we're going to switch kickers often is not cool with me.
Yeah, I feel the same way, dude. I feel the same way. I like to have a guy that you trust. And by the way, Lily Merchant reminding us all, the Chicago Bears picked up Moody. So he's going to – and that's a tough town to play in too, dude. Bears fans are crazy. You got to deliver the goods. He's going to be under the gun, dude, in Chicago. And then he's got the winter and 20 below zero, bro. You're trotting Moody out there, bro, with the howling wind at Soldier Field. Good luck with that. But thank you, Lily. Always good to see you. And Noemi reminding us all, see, she's on the flight. Look at this. The flight is filled with 75% faithful. Same thing that I experienced. They were chanting on the plane, "Let's go Niners," on the plane, dude. It was so much fun. Have a great time, you guys. Have a great time. Yeah.
I'm so So you want to talk about being a FOMO right now, or like a FOMO-sexual, as we
Dude,
said?
you're Mr. FOMO lately. You're missing gigs. You're missing plane rides. You're going to miss Sound Summit tomorrow. By the way, how many sporting events do you have tomorrow? 3, did you say?
3.
Which is crazy because you only have 2 kids. Do the math. The scales are getting tipped. And what's going on?
Actually, technically,
don't say 4, like Zeppelin 4.
It's Zeppelin 4 because it's
how do you?
My son Dom has 2 hoops games. They're short games. They're like 40-minute games.
Is it CYO?
This is a thing called Cali Gold. It's like on the peninsula. It's a team. They just play out of Foothill Junior College, and
Cali Gold. You're throwing Cali Gold at me now. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, I am.
And this is not a CYO?
No, CYO is up in the North Bay. Down here we do like there's PPSL, which is like a school league, and then there's also these other teams. This one called Cali Gold.
I gotta say Cali Gold. It also sounds like a strain I could pick up at the dispensary. You know what I mean? Yeah, give me an 8th of that Cali Gold and some of those mints you got there. You know what I mean? Like it's like an order. Yeah.
I can't wait to tell Dom. No, I'm kidding. I won't tell him that. But and then my daughter has soccer and volleyball. So 4 games and a back to school barbecue. But I can't wait to see some videos from Sound Summit. And by the way, tickets still available, soundsummit.net, if you want to get up on the mountain. I think Stevie B is going to be there. I think Dom's going to be there. Yeah.
Dude, Stevie B, definitely stop by. Definitely stop by. I want to hang out tomorrow, man. Dom, same with Dom. I told Dom where we'll be. Look over on the right-hand side. We always go to the far right because Murph and I are literally running up and down the stairs all day because we'll introduce bands, but then we run back out to the seats and hang out. So anyway, look on the right-hand side of the amphitheater. We'll be over there, Stevie B. Definitely come on by. Yeah, you and your wife and Mary Kate, bring them all. Bring everybody over. I want to hang with you guys tomorrow. All right, Tony, where were we? I got lost. Do you want to get into Longbridge Pizza? We do owe them some love as well.
Yeah, let's give some Longbridge Pizza love, and then we can go talk a little Giants ball, and we got the musical assignment, and we also have Nick Harrison's video as well.
We are forgetting hot and sour, dude. We got to get the chopsticks out. We got a lot of work to do here, bro. We got to eat some soup with chopsticks. We got a lot in front of us. So why don't we do this? Why don't we go LBP? It's good for you. It's good for me, LBP. And then maybe hot and sour, if I dare. Dare I on Friday? Okay, good. And Longbridge Pizza. Listen, our first true love. We were just getting this show started. I'll never forget this sequence of events. Here's what happened. We've been doing the show for like 2 weeks this year, and I can't thank everybody enough for the support. Thank you, guys. And Patty, you made me laugh. Look for Tower 5. Pretty much. It's a much smaller amphitheater, though, than the Polo Field. I kept telling Patty at the Dead shows, Tony, I'm like, I'm right over here by Tower 5. I'm right there. And nobody could find us, even though we were right there. It was crazy over there. It won't be that hectic. It'll be much easier. But anyway, we were about 2 weeks into the show. Tony calls me one day, and he's like, dude, we just got an email from these guys at Longbridge Pizza, dude. They want to talk about sponsorship. I was like, yeah. So it was so exciting. And we still feel that electricity with Longbridge. We freaking love you guys. Tony and I were there on Wednesday, had an amazing lunch as usual. I had the Polymac particle pizza. Dom had the drunken chicken Parmesan sandwich, which is really flavorful and tasty, kind of with a vodka sauce there. And then Tony had the pizza surprise. He told Neil, because Neil was like, what do you want, Tony? And he's like, you know what? Go into the kitchen and surprise me. And he did. And he brought out this pizza. What was on there again? Kale and mushroom? Something like that?
It was spinach, mushroom, garlic, and then it was a white sauce. And then I drizzled chili oil on it, man. And it was outstanding. I loved it. So yeah. I can't thank Neil enough. And seriously, I told Paulie this too. The dough is sourdough, right? But I can't. Now that I know it's sourdough, now I taste it every time. And now when I have pizza that's not sourdough, I'm like, damn, I miss the sourdough.
Me too. That tangy kind of thing. And Tony, I was watching your methods, by the way. I examine people when they're eating pizza. I think you reveal a lot about your true self when you're eating pizza. So check out what I observed from Tony. I'm over here just drilling slices. Bam, 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 just shoving them in. And then I look over at Tony's plate. And he's got like these rows of crust just like lined up. Like they're just like he's got one crust, and he's got another crust, and then there was like a third. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, no, I'm going to eat these. And I go, okay, so what's your technique? You eat your slice and then save all the crust for like, what was going on there?
Yes, and then I do a pool of olive oil, or in this case, the chili oil, and just dunk.
Respect. No, I can't. That's strong. That's strong. Getting olive oil involved as often as possible. I always want to tell myself I love olive oil so much. I tell myself that's one of the reasons that I hope to have a long, healthy life is thanks to olive oil. Shout out all the olive oils in Italy. Every town we went to, dude, they have their olive oils out on the table. They're so proud of them. They're like, try our olive oil. I'm like, I'm happy to. Bring me some bread. Let's party. Anyway, get down to Lumbridge Pizza. Join the Vibe Tribe. And also lots of opportunities this weekend. Maybe you're going to the game tonight. You want to watch a Logan Webb drill Ohtani in the first inning with his first pitch. I look forward to that. I hope it happens. We talked to Murph about it. How about that, by the way? Murph was on board with drilling Ohtani. He was on board.
Yes.
But anyway, a great place to be before the game or a little post-game snack. Grab a pie on the way home. And all weekend long, Saturday and Sunday, Neil will be down there making his pizzas, making people happy. Great place to stop in before the game, Tom.
And Paulie, also, I want to share this too, because remember we talked about the benefit that Neil is putting together for their brother in the dog patch, Slices for Sami. Sami is one of their buddies in the dog patch who runs Potrero Trade Operators Coffee Company. And he got hit by a car. He's a cyclist, rides the city all the time, and he got hit by a car. Actually, by somebody opened the car door right when he was about to pass, and he, obviously went over the handlebars, and just a bad scene. He's recovering now, but Neil wanted to do a fundraiser for him, Slices for Sami, and if you can see, it's going to have all these different pizzerias there and it's all you can eat pizza. From 5 to 8, and then there's a comedy show afterwards with the Laugh Asylum. And this is all at Longbridge Pizza on September 29th. You got Cheetos Pizza, you got Harrison Pizza, you got Pie on the Fly, you got Fox Pizza Marin, you got Evolution Bake, and you've got Longbridge Pizza. They're all going to be there. There's an eventbrite.com web address that we will put on our bio on our YouTube page, and we'll also share it next week as well. But if you want to search Eventbrite Slices for Sami, and Sami is Sami, you can find it that way as well, and we'll post it on our YouTube page as well, Polymax Particles, because we want to support. We want to pack the room for this guy who's one of the really good dudes of the dog patch. And if Neil vouches for him, and if Neil wants to throw a fundraiser for him, then obviously this guy must be a great dude and a great person in the community of the dog patch. So Slices for Sami. September 29th, and we'll keep passing on the info. And Neil also said he wants to give away a pair of tickets to this as well next week.
Awesome, Tony. Thank you. Yes, and Sami, get well, my brother. Get well, man. I know you're having a tough go right now, but the community's here for you, and we're trying to help out, raise some funds for you, and you're going to be okay, Sami. You're going to be all right, man. Just take your time, get well, and we'll see you down the road soon. And thank you, Neil Denardi, and everybody down at Longbridge. We love you guys. Andre, Steven, all of y'all. You guys are your family. We're all family now, so thank you, Longbridge, very, very much. Your pizza's great, and so are you guys. Yes, Steve.
All right, sorry, Paulie. Last thing I see. Dom Peralta put the link in the chat. Thank you, Dom. If you can see the link is in the chat. It's an eventbrite.com web address. Thank you, Dom, for posting that. And also, I want to say to the newest member of the Longbridge family, Gabino. I want to give a shout out to Gabino, who's in the house, who's talking to Gabino on Wednesday. Great dude, moved up here from Santa Barbara, and he said he's loving working for Neil at Longbridge. So another member of the family. So it's just, we love Longbridge and can't thank them enough. So
cheers, man. Thank you, Neil. Have a great weekend, you guys down at LBP. All right, Tony, why don't we do this, man? Why don't we show the video, the cameo video Patty sent us? Nice donation, too. Thanks, Patty, for contributing to the show. And by the way, that goes for all of y'all. Leah Phillips sent us a really cool video yesterday, too. We might even want to roll that one out at some point. I thought it was funny. She made me laugh. Very funny timing on Leah Phillips, Humdinger 87. She made me laugh. She was looking at you kind of going, oh, hello, everybody. She was on her way to get a massage. And by the way, this has never been discussed on the air, but cue up that video, not of Leah, of the other guy, the Back in Black guy. Mm-hmm. That Leah, a lot of people don't know this. Here comes the big reveal. I'm a massage junkie. I love effing massages. Every year when we went to Maui on the Murph and Mac show, and we would stay at the Ritz and stay at the Four Seasons, I got a massage every stinking time down in. I'm a spa guy, man. You can call me spa boy if you want to. I'm a little spa boy. I'm all fancy in there. I got my water with the cucumber. I'm getting massaged. And I'll tell you my spot. I don't know where you're going up here in the North Bay, but we'll talk about that, Leah, privately, you and me. But I got to tell you, my spot in the city, and I recommend it wholeheartedly, it's called Sen Spa, Sen Spa, Sen Spa. And it's in the Presidio. Imagine you go right into Presidio, you get a nice massage, dude. They got the rocks, they got dude. I'm a big fan of hanging out in the lounge. You know what I mean? Give me some nuts, give me some raisins, maybe some chocolates. I got trickling rivers going, dude. I'm a fan of the whole thing. And plus, it really helps. Like my neck is always messed up, dude. My neck is always a mess. So getting it all worked out is such a great feeling. We've never talked about this ever, and I've known Tony a long time. Are you a massage guy, Tony?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I don't do them enough, and I need more of them. And have you ever done either like the cupping or
I haven't done cupping. I'm not interested in. I don't think I want those rings all over my body. It looks like you've been like hitting with a bunch of sticks. Robot Centaur, I do wear the robe, 100%, bro. I'm robing up pre and post, and I have had the stones though. You can throw some hot stones on me. I'm cool with that. Yeah,
that was going to be my next question. If you've done the hot stones, because I've done the hot stones, I've never done cupping, but I've done the hot stones. The cupping does look intense, but it's supposed to be very good for you. And of course, it sounds, the people that do that know what they're doing.
It looks like you're a victim of like domestic violence though when you get that cupping, because you got like bruises and it's always kind of concerns me. I'm like, damn, are you okay, man? They're like, no, I just got cupped. I'm like, oh, all right, well, happy cupping. I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to take that step. It's too big, man. It's too serious for me.
Dude, no, but I'm a massage believer, and once you've had a good one,
that's a thing.
Once you have had a good one, you're just like, well, why have I not been doing this for the last, I don't know, however many years, and I should be doing one at least once a month.
That's the ideal. I agree 100. It really helps out your brain and body. It kind of connects everything. Its only thing is it can be kind of expensive. It's an expensive habit, but I'm with you, dude. They are so great. So anyway, Leah, I hope you enjoyed that massage. It sounded like you did. In the meantime, T, cue it up, brother. Let's see what Patty contributed to the show today, man. Let's
just do a recap real quick. Let's just show people exactly what we showed yesterday. Just a little bit of it. This is Nick Harrison, who obviously turned Back in Black into a funk song. So here you go. Let me just show this. And
it's not playing, T, on our end. We're not getting it.
Sorry about that.
Still not. Yeah. Sorry. I'm just,
Yeah. Let me just, I'll stop sharing that screen. Apologies, everybody. But but what happens is it goes to a whole nother browser. So
look at Tony pulling levers over there. God bless him, dude.
Here we go. Stand by. Here we go. Got that?
Back in black, I hit the sack.
Yeah.
Too long gone. Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Okay, so that is the funk version of Back in Black that Ray sent me, Joe sent me, and it's you said yesterday, Paulie, that you like it more than the original.
I don't. You know what the problem is? I've heard the original so many times over the years. It's like you said one day about Sweet Emotion. You're like, I don't need to hear Sweet Emotion. I still love Sweet Emotion personally. I can still hear that every day and be happy. But Back in Black is one of those songs for me. I've just heard it too many times, and it is a great song. But you get fatigue. So when I hear like a new kind of slant on it, I'm like, ooh, I do. I like the horns. Like it's cool, man.
Totally, dude.
Yeah.
And here we go. Stand by. Now, Patty from Napa said, because we talked about, hey, it'd be great to talk to this guy or whatever, and then she found him on Cameo and asked him to do a video for us. And so here is the video that this gentleman Nick Harrison did for us. And stand by. I'll load it up, and it's just sit back and enjoy. Here we go.
Holy Mac, Creative Tony. It's your boy, the Professor Nick Harrison, live from Washington, D.C. As we have a show, we got a little show that we have traveling around the country called the Gen X Takeover. We are in Charlestown, West Virginia on Saturday. We got some special stuff that we're doing while we're in D.C. for the next couple of days. But got a request from Patty and the PMP Army to shout you guys out for being awesome. Now, they tell me that you like hard rock and you guys like the mixes that I do on social media. So I couldn't just make one of Ozzy and Metallica because I haven't done those yet. But I do have something special, something that is unreleased. It is by a little band by the name of Iron Maiden. And it's a little funky. Let's see if you like this.
We fought them once, we lived across the sea in waters brave and misery. He killed our wives, he killed our free, he took our dreams for his own needs. We fought them hard,
We fought them well. Oh, keep it going. Keep it going.
we gave them hell. But when it came too much to flee, oh, will we ever be set free? Marching through the scorched and barren wastes, galloping hard on the plains, chasing the Reds into their holes, fighting them on the game. Out of the plains and stabbing their backs, the ravens spoke to the towers of day. Run to the hill.
Dude, come on.
Run for your life. Run to the hill. Run for your life.
Okay, buddy.
Thank you
Dude, with the
guys
Kenny
for-
G sax break.
Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for cultivating this really cool community.
Oh,
And you could tell that there's a lot of love in the community and a lot of love for you guys. So thank you for what you do. And if nobody told you today, you're loved, you're appreciated, you're important, you're more than enough, exactly as you are, and always remember to be great. Keep rocking, baby.
oh dude.
Come on.
Let me tell you. Tony, give his name out again for those that want to go look up his work and stuff, because this guy's great.
Dude, his name is Nick Harrison, and I got to remember his Twitter account. Andre actually texted me his Twitter account from Longbridge Pizza, and I'll look up here as Andre's text today. He's known as Mr. Professor 318 on Instagram. Is his account on Instagram, Mr. Professor 318. But he's also, his name is Nick Harrison, and he just talk about oozing joy and love is Nick Harrison. So, dude, this is Patty saying, you know what? I want to find this guy. I'm going to have him do a cameo. And that guy, some people do cameos and, whatever. It's a minute or 30 seconds, whatever. That was like a 3.5 minute cameo. He gave us more than enough to enjoy forever. That's ours forever. So we have that forever, Paulie. Run to the hills.
I would say I will run to the hills as soon as possible. And I will say this too. I like that more than the Iron Maiden run to the hills too, with apologies to all you Maiden fans out there. I do. I like that very much. Shout out Nick Harrison. And I love at the end, Nick Harrison saying all these complimentary things about the community, which I agree with. You guys are freaking amazing. Karen Bell right now saying at MR Professor 318. He's a great follow. At MR Professor 318. He's a great follow. Thank you, Karen. I bet he is. I'll hook up with him. I'll start following him too. And I love him saying be great, because it brings back memories. My other time, a very famous person told me to be great was Joe Buck. And Tony, you were part of that. So was Humdinger 87. Leah, you were there too. Back in 2014, I believe it was, during the World Series, we had a huge party down at the Ritz-Carlton, the KBR party. And we were doing live shows down there, Murph and I. And Joe Buck was there. Joe Buck was at the party. Yep. And Joe Buck was a guy, we were breaking his balls unmercifully for years leading up to that. You know what? I got to make this confession on the air. Turns out Joe Buck was unbelievably cool. I hung out with him. I did. And by the way, that was a party. We all got lit up, man. And we needed that. We were working really hard. And it was a World Series run, a lot of pent up stuff going on. That was back in the day too, when KBR knew how to throw a good party. And shout out to Jay Heidenreich, who was the key guy down at the Ritz in Half Moon Bay. And I was partying with Joe Buck all night, literally partying with the guy. We were having drinks, we're dancing, we're singing. And then the next morning, I had to wake up. Oh, baby, was I hungover. And I had to walk out and do a show. And I had to leave the hotel because it was down at like the clubhouse or something. It was like in a weird location. Anyway, I'm walking out of the hotel totally hungover. It's like 4 a.m. And I'm not kidding. This is what happened. I heard a voice to my left and he said, "Hey, go be great today." And I was like, "Joe Buck, what are you doing out here, man?" And he's like, "Just waiting for my cab. Go be great today." I'm like, "Damn, I will. Thank you, Joe Buck." So anyway, I bonded with Joe Buck. He's actually a nice guy. I hate to break the myth. He is. He's a good dude. And so Nick Harrison telling us to be great. Joe Buck telling us to be great. Tony, we better be great. You know what I'm saying? We better answer the call. Yeah.
Paulie, I got to say too, that after that night, I totally different, mindset about Joe Buck. I never like hated Joe Buck like some people did, but I was like, you know what? He was not only, he went out of his way to be nice. Like it was really cool. So I echo everything you just said, Paulie, and that was a really fun night. Brent Jones was there too.
And it's one of those things where, Tony, sometimes you hear this phrase like, "Hey, be careful about meeting your heroes because you could be disappointed." Like big time, and that does happen, and it has happened. But this is a case where this is a guy I didn't like at all. And then I met him, and he turned my entire opinion around because he was just a good guy off the air. So anyway, shout out Joe Buck, shout out Nick Harrison telling us to be great. I want to be great. And hearing Joe Buck in the bushes at 4 a.m. He was over there like he was by the bushes. That's all I remember. And I was still half in the bag. I'm like, is that Joe Buck standing there? And it was 4 a.m. He goes, "Hey, I just heard the voice. Go be great today." Damn, I will, dude. I will. Hey, dude, we got. Hey, Sons, what's up, Sons? Good to see you, brother.
That is wild. I literally said to Paulie yesterday, "Hey, we haven't heard from Sons lately," because I follow Sons. Sons, you're a great follow on Twitter, buddy, dude. Keep it up, man. I love the stuff you post, and it's great to see you, dude. Great to see you back on track, dude. Try not to suck. Joe Madden. Nice, dude. Nice, Sons.
Try not to suck. I do. I try every day. Good to see you, Sons, man. Always a pleasure, man.
Paulie, on that note, before we get to hot and sour and musical assignment, let's just a little Giants Dodgers ball, okay? Verlander tonight, and I feel good about the now. Mookie Betts is coming in scalding hot. He was 4 for 5 yesterday in against Colorado. And I think he hit a grand slam. Mookie Betts has hit 7 grand slams, dude. That's outrageous, man.
Mookie Betts is a hell of a player. I still don't know why the Boston Red Sox would have ever thought, yeah, this is a good idea. Let's let Mookie Betts go. Like, what? And I don't think they got much for him. I really don't. I don't remember the particulars of that exchange, but I do remember thinking, like, I don't think the Red Sox really had a good end of the deal on this. But anyway, thanks, Boston. Thanks for sending them to the NL West. Appreciate that. Yeah,
unreal, man. But I am excited for this series, and like we said with Murphy yesterday, plunk and sweep. Let's go.
Yeah.
First pick of the game.
Way, you know what, for Tony, for the record, I was thinking about this last night. We better clarify something. Tony and I aren't like advocating headhunting. I don't want to see Ohtani get hurt. I don't. Like, it's not like we're saying go take the guy out, but we're saying old school country hardball, chin music. Let the guy know, man. Let him know. He ain't invented. He's not like. He's not so like he's not such a deity that we can't touch the guy. Drill his ass. We're playing ball, man. This is Giants Dodgers. Hit him. Sons, I hope you agree with our take there. We're advocating drilling Ohtani on the first at bat, and I hope it happens.
Again, because the squeaky clean image is a farce. There's shadiness all around him. Where there's smoke, there's fires. We talked about yesterday. Yeah. And also, Paulie, even if it doesn't hit him, send a message. Right? That's my plate. This is all our ballpark. This is a series that we're vying to squeak into the playoffs as the wild card team, as the third wild card team, and back off. Basically, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens this weekend, man, because Giants are playing really good ball, and the Dodgers, have been up and down lately, but they're playing good ball right now. But again, they just played the Rockies, so the Rockies is not.
Have you ever been to a baseball game where there's been like a bench clearing incident, whether or not they actually threw hands or not, or just kind of milled around on the field? Have you ever been? Because I have. And one time I was at one of the early games at Pac Bell Park. It was like in the inaugural season in 2000. And I forget the pitcher, but it was a day game and somebody drilled Marvin Bernard and Marvin Bernard was not having it. But the bench is emptied. Nobody threw any punches, but it was a giant Dodger tilt, and that energy was in the air. How about you? Have you ever been to one of those where everyone's out of the dugout on the field?
No, actually, I haven't. And not that I'm wanting to see that, but it is an interesting sight, especially watching guys run faster from the bullpen than they do,
That's the greatest visual in sports, dude. The guys are running out of the bull. I love that. Guys still have their warm-up jackets on and stuff. Yeah, I love that, man.
It's such a scene, man. And it's such an interesting side of baseball. The bench clearing brawl is just a wild thing. I've been in a couple as a player, and I'm not a big person, so it's, man, you gotta keep your head on a swivel.
What happened? What was your role in the fight? Were you pulling guys off? Were you throwing hands? What were you doing out there?
I was trying to pull guys off, but then I got hit a couple times, and I'm like, oh man, I'm out of here, dude. I'm gonna, I'm not out of here, but I'm gonna try and just defend myself and defend my team, but I'm not gonna start throwing blows because I'm not a big person. I'm gonna get my ass handed to me in a New York minute, dude. So I just tried to get players off each other, and then the refs, the umps got involved, and it was, order was restored, basically.
Hey, James Lazat, good to see you on a Friday, brother. Welcome back to the scene. Good to see Lazat in the house. All right, Tony. That being said, I forgot. Any other thoughts on Giant Dodgers, real quick? I want 2 or 3. Give me 2 or 3. Win the series, man. Just win the series. That's what I'm looking for.
And just a random side note, dude. Joey Chestnut is trying to eat 99 plant-based chicken nuggets in 9 innings tonight at Oracle Park.
Where is this occurring? Where in the yard is this happening?
It's out at the big glove in left center field. He's going to be posted up there next to our guy Steve on the organ, by the way. Shout out, much love to Steve on the organ. Anyways, he's going to be up in that little that promenade up there, that platform, and trying to eat 99 nuggets. I think that's easy for him. The guy inhales 70 hot dogs.
I would think so. I would think nuggets are a little more manageable. I think I could probably eat 99 nuggets if I burned one on a Friday and I was hungry. But put them in front of me. I'll go to work. And by the way, shout out to Steve on the organ, the guy you say plays the organ out at the yard. Yeah. I've heard him when Ozzy passed away, dude. I heard him playing Paranoid on the organ. I was like, damn, go ahead, Steve. Tickle it, man. Tickle it. Give me some Sabbath on the baseball organ. Tony, I'm trying to get us to hot and sour, if you would. Are you ready?
I know.
Are we doing it? Are we going to unleash this thing or no? How do we approach our new? Yeah.
Yeah, if you could just stand by for a moment. Please stand by.
We're hot and sour. Check us and see. We got some picture burning inside of me. Come on, Tony, do you do more than that?
Come on.
We're hot and sour. We're hot and sour. All right.
All right. Hold on, Steve. Hold on. Let me just tell you what's going on here. So I'm building a new song for the hot and sour picks. So the way we have to do it now is we don't use Pro Tools anymore. This is like production speak here, but just know that I want to put a drum track underneath that, Tony. So it's dry today, but by the time you hear it next week, it'll have a nice pulse. We'll have the drum track underneath. Play that again. I want to hear that just for my own head. Recorded this yesterday. The new hot and sour pick song.
We're hot and sour. Check us and see.
Yeah.
We got some picture burning inside of me. Come on, Tony, do you do more than that? We're hot and sour. We're hot and sour. All right.
All right. Yeah. Obviously, yeah, exactly. Ooh, dude, you know what? Tony, I just had an idea. Maybe I should send you like a Congo track. I actually have bongos and congas in the house and stuff. Maybe that would be interesting. But anyway, we'll put a pulse underneath for next week. So, obviously, something hot-blooded by Foreigner. But we got copyright laws now. We got challenges. Tony and I cannot record song parodies the way we used to. We're going to have to write and record our own. So we're learning. We're just getting on the bicycle. We're just learning how to pedal right now.
Dude, all these rules and regulations, man.
The rules are there ain't no rules.
And Paulie, I love the idea of filling that space with percussion, because I was hearing boop boop pop doop doop pop in between the vandant pop, like something like that.
Get them right now if you want me to. I'll do a spoken word thing on the air. I do. I got a really nice set of bongos donated from my friend Eugene Christian Amaru. Thank you, Huge, for those. So anyway, I'll send you the recording of the bongo track. We'll put that together next week. But anyway, that's our new hot and sour song. I hope you guys like it. We just did it yesterday. Yeah.
Love it, dude. Hot and sour back in action. Paulie, I was 0-2 last week. You were 1-1. I need to get in the win column this weekend. So do you want, I can start with my first pick and then you go for a pick. How about that?
I actually think, the more I think about this, I might go get the bongos right now. I might do my picks like in a spoken word style. Should I get the bongos? Should I get them?
Whoa, do you think I'm going to say no?
Stand by. Hang on, everybody. I'll be right back. Hold on.
All right, here comes Paulie with his bongos, and I'm going to get ready for my picks, y'all. And actually, there are some tough games to pick this weekend. I'm not gonna go with the Niners Saints. I don't want to, because I'm 0-2. I don't have the best mojo yet, so I don't want to taint that spread. But the Niners are 3.5 favorites in New Orleans at the Superdome. You got the other spreads. You got the Eagles and the Chiefs 1.5. The Chiefs are 1.5 underdogs, 1.5 point underdogs. Falcons Vikings are 3.5 point favorites at home. There's some good matchups. The Chargers Raiders, how about that? The Raiders hosting the Chargers, and the Raiders are home dogs getting 3.5 points. But Paulie's back with the bongo drum. Is it a bongo drum or is it two congas, two little?
No, I got two little bongos here, and they're nice too. These were donated. So check it out. I'm sure you're going to hear this too. Check it out. Can you hear that?
Yeah. Can you get some air underneath those bad boys? Give me some tone.
All right, go ahead, T. You start the hot and sour picks. I'll give you a pulse. We'll do spoken like Stokely Carmichael and Miriam Makeba with the Black Panthers, man. We're going to do like a spoken word bongo thing. All right, go ahead, T. What do you got for me? You get it started.
I'm taking the Lions are at home this weekend, and they're hosting Chicago Bears. Okay. And the Lions are they're 6.5 point favorites. That means they can win by a touchdown and cover. So I don't see the Lions going 0-2. I don't see the Lions losing to the Bears, and I don't see it being a close game. Actually, I feel like the Lions are going to break out after losing week 1. I feel like Goff, Campbell, Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, Jameson Williams. I think they're going to come out and score a lot of points. The over-under is 46.5. I would take the over in that game. And I'm taking the Detroit Lions, Paulie, -6.5. And actually, the line opened up at 5.5, and it's gone up to 6.5. So I'm taking the Lions -6.5 at home, hosting the Chicago Bears, Paulie.
I understand. By the way, you know what's awesome about Paulie Mac? I wrote down a whole bunch of hot and sour. Oh, here they are.
Yeah.
I thought I lost my notes. They're on the floor, where they belong, right on the floor. I was going to say, why bother taking notes when I leave them downstairs? But I got them. I got my notes. All right. What else you got for me today, Tony?
I loved the.
Yeah.
Paulie, I'm torn between two games, and gosh, okay. I like the Eagles as -1.5 on the road against the Chiefs. I do like the Raiders at home against your Chargers as home dogs within a division battle. The Raiders are home dogs getting 3.5 points. Geno Smith's going to air it out. Pete Carroll against Jim Harbaugh. I feel like that game is going to be a very good football game, and I like the Raiders getting 3.5 points. Sure, I'll take that. If you really want to I would tease that up more if you wanted to actually take the bet and get some more points. But silver and black, getting 3.5 points in Vegas, hosting Paulie's Chargers, and the Chargers could win the game. And
They
the
are my Chargers too. They are Polymax Chargers. That's very accurate. Are you? Who's like your pet team? Like I got the Chargers on the side, like my side piece. Who's your pet team? Your side piece team?
That's a really good question, Paulie. Well, the Bills. I would say the Bills. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Bills. I want the
Good
Bills.
choice. Good choice. Yeah.
I want the Bills to do really well. So
Yeah.
those are my picks, Paulie. The Raiders getting 3.5 and the Lions giving 6. Those are my picks, Paulie.
All right, I'm trying to get into a rhythm where like Tony says something and then I punctuate it. Like Tony likes the Raiders. You know what I mean? I'm trying to give you a little punch right there. All right, I don't know if this is working at all. I don't know. Go ahead. Yeah.
Paulie, let's do this real quick. I'll take the logo off for a second. Paulie, let's do this. So I'm gonna stop every time I stop, just fill in, okay? So Paulie, we're gonna go down to the desert this weekend. Where the Oakland, I was gonna say Oakland, where the Las Vegas Raiders are hosting Polymax San Diego Chargers in a battle of Pete Carroll versus
I'm trying
Raiders.
to do this one-handed. It's like, yeah,
I love it. I love
the whole setup of stuff. Yeah. I'm in this little tiny space here. Yeah.
Dude, take this show to Hippie Hill, by the way.
I know. Let me put these down. This is getting crazy. Hold on.
No, come on, I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, all right. I'll keep them on. All right, Tony, let me get into my picks and then we'll do music assignment and we'll go have lunch. Okay. Hot and sour picks. Like Tony said, I had an okay week. I went 1-1 last week. I'm looking for the two game sweep this weekend. Tony, going to start with an NFC West team playing over in the AFC this weekend. I'm talking about your Seattle Seahawks. Heading down to Pittsburgh. No reaction when I said your Seahawks either. I thought you get pissed at that. But anyway, your Seahawks, your 0-1 Seattle Seahawks heading down to play Pittsburgh. Listen, I love breaking Aaron Rodgers' balls. Can I get a sigh? Can I get a Rodgers sigh as I look at this game real quick? Perfect. That's your guy. There he is, Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Tree-hugging, stream-lying in, ayahuasca-consuming, touchdown throwing quarterback. I got to give it to him. Big game for Aaron Rodgers last week. Kind of reestablished himself in my eyes. Going into New York, beating the Jets, throwing 4 touchdowns. Got to give it up. Got to give him respect. He played really well. He looked great. So I still am very curious about the whole Mike Tomlin, Aaron Rodgers marriage. Like, I mean, they're all saying all the right things right now, but they're 1-0 and last week looked good. We'll see as the season progresses. I'm expecting speed bumps along the way. There always is. There always are with Aaron Rodgers. But anyway, we saw Seattle up close last week. I wasn't that impressed. I don't think they're a bad football team, but I think they're probably, 6-7 win kind of team. I think that's where it's going to shake down. They are getting 2.5 points, but I just think, listen, based on what I saw from the Pittsburgh offense last week, they're kind of born again. They have they do. Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Fame quarterback. As much as I love to break his stones, the guy is legit. When he has the right team around him, you saw what he can do. 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's impressive from anybody. I'm going to take Pittsburgh, giving Seattle 2.5. I just think they're going to win their home opener. They're going to ball out and expect more. Expect more good football. Pardon me, from Aaron Rodgers. Then Tony, my second. Oh, and by the way, hold on, I forgot. Tony, so go ahead and take. I don't know if this is going to work. This is harder than it looks, dude. I'm in a weird chair and I got no space. I'm going to say, Tony, take Pittsburgh, giving the 2.5. How's that? Good enough? Yeah, you like that? Good drum roll? Okay. Tony goes, ooh. Yeah. Maybe I could do this when you're getting massage, Tony. I'll be like, work on his neck. Walk on his traps. Tony's got sore lats. I don't know. We'll work on it. Anyway, God, if you guys only could see what I'm working with, dude, this is obscene over here. I got bongos on my lap, and they kind of hurt because they got spikes on them. It's kind of hurting me as I do this. I'm suffering for my art today. All right, Jacksonville, game 2. Jacksonville at Joey Burrow's Bengals. Listen, I love Joey Burrow. I always think about Brian's song. And Billy D. Williams. I love Brian Piccolo. Let me tell you what. I love Joey Burrow. I love him. I do. I love Joey Burrow. I wish he had a better team around him, but they got the win last week in Cleveland, road game. This is their home opener, hosting Tony's Jacksonville Jaguars. Listen, Tony, I don't love the spread in this game, T. I don't. The Jags are getting 3.5. That might be enough, actually. That might be enough for them, but it's about Joe Burrow at home. It's about this kid deserving to be on the big stage with the right team. Last week, Tony, you talk about you're worried about Mac Jones getting sacked. Joe Burrow gets sacked. Like, he steps out of the locker room, he gets sacked immediately. Like, while they're stretching out, they're sacking him. He got sacked on 3 consecutive snaps last week. Think about that. 3 snaps, just backing up on the field on each snap. So that is a concern. The O-line's a concern. The defense is definitely a concern in Cincinnati. However, you know what I mean? Joe Burrow being my side piece, I think they're going to play well at home. It is their home opener. Again, I'm not crazy about the spread, but I'm also not crazy about Jacksonville, just in general. I don't have a whole lot of belief in them as an organization or a team. I'm going to take the Bengals. I'm going to take the home team and their home opener with the Hall of Fame quarterback, give them 3.5. So, Tony, Bengals giving 3.5. Hold on. Bengals giving 3.5. Nice. And Pittsburgh giving 2.5. This is never going to happen again. This is way too difficult. Let me put these things down. All right. Hey, I gave it a shot, man. We try stuff on the show. What do you want? You know,
you need like what like the marching bands have. You need like a harness to go over your neck and behind your neck, and just so you have them at your leisure anytime.
Dude, a harness would be amazing. Just with them strapped on during the show, like boobs. You know what I mean? Like, I'd have like man boobs. They're with their bones. Yeah.
You play like up here. Yeah.
That was really tough. That was really hard given the space I have here. You guys have no idea how challenging that was. Yes.
I got burned by the Bengals last week, so I hope you do not get burned. I took them -5.5 against the Browns, and I got burned. So
they won by only 1 point last week, right? 17-16. Yeah, it was really close.
So I'm hoping that better luck for you this week, Paulie, because it didn't work out for me last week. And yeah, I root for Joe Burrow too, man. I really, really like the kid Burrow, LSU Tiger, man. And he, like, if you watch that show Quarterback on Netflix, he seems just like a good dude, and he's dedicated to the frosted tips too. He, you know, like, and his sense of style, like.
I almost came on my nose on that one. That would have been a mess. Coffee out of the nose. I don't recommend it. I came close. No, he is committed to the frosted tips, dude. Anybody who's willing to take that big step, you got my respect. You know, I've never frosted a tip in my life. No. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I don't even know how you frost. I don't want to frost. I'm not a froster. I'm not.
Tolbert used to do frosted tips, and then he started losing it, started to recede, and then he finally said, "You know what? I'm done. I'm getting rid of the hair." Yeah. But Paulie, just to recap, you're taking. I'm going to take the Lions -6.5, and I'm taking the Raiders +3.5. You're taking the Steelers -2.5, and you are taking the Bengals -3.5. Correct?
Correct. You got it, buddy. The week 2 hot and sour picks officially in the books. I'm expecting big things. And we'll tally up the scores and do it again next Friday. So, beautiful. Tony, there's only one thing left to do, buddy, at this point, and that is deliver on our music assignment. Yes, the fingers up.
Peep this, particle heads. PMP's weekly musical assignment begins now, right now.
By the way, Joe Schmo coming in with a great idea. How about that for a band name? Paulie Mack and the Frosted Tips, dude. Like, you got Bruce Springsteen in the E Street Band. You got Paulie Mack and the Frosted Tips. I like that, dude, very much. I do. I like that. Tony could be one of my tips. You know what I mean? You got Gladys Knight and the Pips. You got Paulie Mack and the Tips. That's all. Yeah. Frosted Tips, man. I like that.
Oh man, I could say something, but I won't because it's not PG.
Oh, I kind of like it though. If it's devious, I'd love to hear about it. Unless it's going to get us in trouble with the Cron 4+ community. Yeah,
it would be frowned upon.
Okay. Yes. Well, why don't we do this, Tony? The musical assignment was kind of dictated by accident, like a lot of things on this show, but it usually works out. And that was Paul Tonelli, our guest on Tuesday. We were talking Niner football, and he introduced us to this crazy cover version of Hey Joe by like a mariachi band. It was really weird, and we liked it. And then we said, you know what? Why don't we just do all cover songs on Friday for the assignment? And Tony, I kind of want you to get this thing started today. I already told you what my songs are, but I don't know what you've picked today, so I'm very curious. And do you have one or do you have 2 today?
I've got 2 today, buddy. And I also want to get through all of the PMP Familia who emailed into pollyspot@gmail.com, who sent in their musical assignments as well. So I'll get to mine really quickly, Paulie. You know, this is really hard. This is a really hard one to do. I had a lot of different options, and I was going through it. I'm like, God, I don't know if I need to spend this much time on this decision, but I really want to like make a good decision. So, but I went back to, first of all, the Fish did their Baker's Dozen, their 13 shows at Madison Square Garden in a row. And in those 13 shows, they did not repeat a song. So each show had different covers, and they also handed out donuts at every show, but just in the Baker's Dozen theme. So I went to the final 3 shows, and the last show of the whole run is where they hung the banner that still hangs inside Madison Square Garden, Fish Baker's Dozen, and it was the vibe inside the building was incredible. And that night was a rainbow sprinkled donut with pink frosting. And it's amazing to walk through the turnstile and get handed a donut. It's pretty cool.
I like that too. Shout out Bill Graham with the bucket of apples at the Fillmore. Still to this day, take one. Don't cost nothing. Bill Graham, courtesy of Bill Graham, serving up the apples. But go ahead, T.
I took my kids to the Fillmore years ago to see ALO. They do a kids show around Valentine's Day, and they were thrilled at the bucket of apples at the top of the stairs.
It's the greatest, man. He's been doing that. He's been doing well. He started that in the 60s, and that tradition lives on today. God bless Bill Graham. Sorry, tell me more about the pink frosted rainbow sprinkled donut. I did. All light sounds good. Really does.
The vibe was just incredible. Live shows inside the garden. It's just it cannot be beat. As far as the indoor show, it just cannot be topped.
Next time you go to Madison Square Garden to see Fish, I want you to think about one thing when you're in the building. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to say, just think about this and say, I'm so happy to be in Madison Square Garden, and Paulie Mack saw loudness here. Okay? I just want you to let that wash over you. Next time you're in the garden, say, Paulie Mack stood here when he was 16 watching Loudness. Open for Motley Crue on the Theater of Pain tour. Great show, by the way. Yeah, great show.
That's incredible. And hopefully you're with me the next time I'm in the garden.
I know, that's got to happen at some point. You and I need to get in that building together. I agree. 1,000,000%. Yes.
So, dude, the set list for that night, August 6th, 2017. In the first set, they closed with Jimi Hendrix Isabella, which just is
Isabella. It's a great track.
And Trey just rips it, but I'm not going to talk about that. Then the second set, they only had a 5-song second set. And right after Starman, David Bowie's Starman, they did their own song, You Enjoy Myself. And then they ended the whole run before the encore with, and here I have it on vinyl. I have a whole, a 6 vinyl set from Baker's Dozen right here. And Loving Cup, Fish doing Rolling Stones Loving Cup. If you haven't heard it, it's fantastic. And I've seen them do it a ton of times, but this was a really special one because it was wrapping up the whole Baker's Dozen. And so, Paulie, the Baker's Dozen Loving Cup, 8/6/17. That is my first one. And then second one, and I want to give Rising Wolf a hat tip right here because he lent me this Widespread Panic collection of records, and they did an acoustic tour in 2012 called the Wood Tour, Aspen, Atlanta, Denver, DC. And I think I talked to you about this, Paulie, off the air, but there is a version of Widespread Panic doing Many Rivers to Cross that it'll bring, it brought tears to my eyes. So I'm just saying, so Fish Loving Cup, Widespread Panic, Many Rivers to Cross, just gorgeous music here, man. And those are my 2 for the day. And it was a very hard topic, but super fun picking the songs. That's for sure.
You know what? That's great, man. I love both your picks, and I love that both of those bands are huge bands for you. It's funny because I did the same thing today. I went to a couple of my real touchstones, just like you, because Tony's all about Fish. He loves Panic. And I will add those to the playlist right after the show. Same kind of philosophy here. I went back to these bands are like my comfort food. You know what I mean? I go to these bands, and I have been for decades now. And, I was thinking about what a tough week everybody had, what a tense week. And the news was just about as awful as it can be. So I think, let me lighten the mood up a little bit. And there's one great way to do that every single time, and that's go to the Jerry Garcia Band. So this is a show from the Hampton Coliseum with Bruce Hornsby sitting in. So you got Jerry Garcia Band, Tony, November 1st, 1991. I saw him 3 or 4 days later up in Hartford on that tour, Jerry Garcia Band.
Nice.
And in any case, I'm going to do the second set opener, which is a cover of Van Morrison's Bright Side of the Road.
Ooh.
It's one of those songs that just makes you feel better. Like when you hear it, you know, we'll be lovers once again on the bright side of the road. It's just like a very uplifting song. So I'm going with Jerry. I'm going with Garcia Band, Bright Side of the Road, courtesy of Van Morrison. And then this one is only available, and I'm going to go to Aerosmith and their greatest hits album. The only place you can find this track is on their greatest hits album or on other kind of like compilations, but it's Aerosmith covering the Beatles doing Come Together. They got a killer version of Come Together on here. And a couple of notes on that. First of all, I love Steven Tyler's vocal on this because it really is. It's Aerosmith covering the Beatles, and it's just such a great vocal from Steven Tyler. And I want to say the other important thing about this is it was produced by George Martin. The actual Beatle producer produced this track, and that's always really cool. That's royalty, man. You got George Martin in the room. So it sounds a lot like the original, but with Steven Tyler just crushing the vocal track. So that's me today, Tony. I'm going Jerry Garcia Band covering Van Morrison, and I'm going Aerosmith covering the Beatles. And that's it. That's it. I'll add those to the playlist momentarily. Once again, everybody dive into it. If you're a Spotify guy or girl, you can get into your library and search for, I want to make sure I give you the right title, PMP Playlist 25.
Yes.
PMP Playlist 25. It's open to the public. I know a lot of you have downloaded this already, but feel free to jump in anytime. PMP Playlist 25. And what's it called on Apple T? Your playlist?
Same. PMP Playlist 25 on Apple Music. Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do the and Patty from Napa. Both of those are really good. Etta James, Take It to the Limit, and Linda Ronstadt, Tumble and Dice. I love that sassy version of Tumble and Dice. I love Linda Ronstadt. I do. Tony, go ahead. You take us through the listeners too.
I will. And as we get you ready for the weekend, ready for the Niners, Saints, and Dodgers, Giants. What a weekend ahead, everybody. It's gonna be great. Okay, so start off. Beat LA. She sent in a great email, and I want to share pictures that she sent in next week.
Yeah.
Beat LA. Thank you for the photos, but she for the musical assignment, she says 5-Finger Death Punch's version of Bad Company. She says Korn's Another Brick in the Wall. Ooh. She says Korn's Too Cold, and then she says pretty much any of Chris Cornell's covers. But honorable mentions to both Billie Jean and Nothing Compares to You. So
nice.
That is from Beat LA's. Thank you so much. Lily Merchant checking in, and she says Billie Jean by Chris Cornell. Okay, that's 2 votes, Paulie. If we get a few more votes for the Billie Jean, it's gonna end up on the playlist. Okay. Jerome checking in. He says his selections for this week are Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City by Whitesnake, which is a cover of the original by Bobby Blue Bland.
Wow. I didn't know that Bobby Blue Bland also gave us the song Turn on Your Love Light, which the Grateful Dead used to cover. Shout out Bobby Blue Bland all damn day. Nice.
Totally, dude. He also says All Along the Watchtower by Hendrix, right? Yep. Covering Dylan. And then he says Nothing Compares to You by Chris Cornell. Okay. Here we go. Cornell getting mad love. I love it.
And he should. What a vocalist, man. Rest in peace.
Dude, you know what? I'm going to do this because we're going to have fun today. It's a fun Friday. Noemi checking in. She says Hurt by 9 Inch Nails, done by Johnny Cash.
Oh, that's brutal. That's a tough one, dude. Tough to get through that one. Johnny Cash is breaking your heart. Yeah.
Yes, no question. Boys in the Hood by Dynamite Hack, the Eazy-E track, the Eazy-E Boys in the Hood, done by Dynamite Hack. She says Darling Nikki, Prince's Darling Nikki, done by the Foo Fighters.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Nice.
She says Joy Division's Shadow Play, done by the Killers. Ooh. She says Madonna's Like a Virgin, done by Lords of the New Church.
Oh, nice.
She's on fire. She says Africa Bombada's Renegades of Funk, done by Rage Against the Machine.
Wow, dude, this is a great list.
And then she says Down with the Sickness by Disturbed, and it's done by Richard Cheese and the Lounge Against the Machine. That's
okay. All right.
Amazing. And then let's see. I got to keep scrolling up here. Let's see. Let me find it. Greg Trela checking in. He says lots of possibilities this week, and he says, but I'm going with the defunct San Francisco-based hard rock band Letters from the Fire.
Wow.
He goes, after stumbling across their cover of Demi Lovato's Cool for the Summer, I ended up listening to 2 of their albums, Worth the Pain and a self-titled album. And he says, Letters from the Fire, Cool for the Summer. So I don't know this band. I don't know if you know this band, Polly, but I love learning about new music, especially if this is a band from San Francisco.
Yeah.
So, and they also did a cover of The Cure's Love Song, done by the band Letters from the Fire. So that's from Greg Trela. Thanks for emailing in, Greg. We got Nick Ramsey, also known as Phil Dawson. He says Red Red Wine by UB40. He says Scarlet Begonias by Sublime. He says Wicked Game by Expendables and Sound of Silence by Disturbed. Dude,
Nice. Yeah, these are really interesting. Good choices, you guys. Keep it coming. What else you got?
This is from Nikki D. Francesco, Jimi Hendrix's version of the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
And he also says Springsteen's This Land Is Your Land.
I almost did that one. I almost did that today. I was thinking about that. Great choice, Nikki D. Great choice.
Nice. Well done, Nikki D. Marky Graves checking in. He says Heart's version of Stairway to Heaven. He also says Shine Down doing Simple Man, Leonard Skinner and Simple Man. He says Disturbed doing The Sound of Silence. That's 2 votes for that track. He goes Metallica's Turn the Page. Dude,
Yeah.
gravy. Great call and Turn the Page, Metallica. I love that track. And then we've got Escobar the Third. He says, Escobar is a great call. He says Live and Let Die by Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
I love.
Guy. Yeah, it is a good one. Great riff. Yeah.
So, and then a whole lot of Rosie done by Guns N' Roses as well.
Is that from Escobar?
Yeah, this is Escobar.
Great call. That's a killer version. They crushed that, man. I have that too. That's really good.
Dude, he says salsa makes everything better. Andy Montañez doing Going Out of My Head, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You.
Okay.
And then he says Springsteen live at Tower Theater doing Twist and Shout. That's
wow,
right.
dude. Fantastic. Great list. Great list.
Incredible. Dude, Fareed, aka Robot Centaur, checking in. Dude, listen to here we go. Just sit tight real quick, Paulie. Red Hot Chili Peppers doing Higher Ground. 311 doing The Cure's Love Song. I Prevail doing Blank Space, a Taylor Swift cover. Alien Ant Farm doing Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal.
Yeah.
Orgy doing Depeche Mode's Blue Monday. Social Distortion doing Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire. Mad Caddies doing Green Day's She. Real Big Fish doing Aha's Take on Me. And Five Finger Death Punch's version of the Offspring song Gone Away. Dude,
wow.
That's dude. This is Dan Trecca Hughes. He says, dude, this is why I love that you wore the Les Claypool shirt today, Paulie, because I got this email earlier today. And he says, Colonel Les Claypool's Fearless Flying Frog Brigade's versions of Shine on You Crazy Diamond, Dogs, Pigs, and Sheep. And if he had to pick one, he would pick Sheep. And then he followed up the email by saying, by the way, F. Roger Waters for his disparaging remarks about Ozzy. I'll take less 100% of the time.
Me too. Great. Well said, Matty Hughes. I'm with you 100% on that. Or is it Dan Hughes? Dan Hughes. I'm with you on that, man. I'm kind of done with Roger Waters after that classless little collection of quotes about Ozzy. How dare you disparage Ozzy Osbourne? How dare you? Now I turn my back on Waters, just like that. And I'll go see exactly. We'll go watch Claypool do Animals instead and be happy. Yeah.
100%. Also, Rags checked in. He emailed in and he says he'll be singing this softly to the biscuit lady when he meets her. Tiffany's I Think We're Alone Now. So I guess
that is a cover. That's true. That is a cover. That. And by the way, that's got some explosive lyrical content. That song's not what you think it's about.
Dude.
Go Google it. You'll see. Go look it up on Wikipedia. You see what that song's really about. You'll be shocked.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's brutal.
No, it's good. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying it's like for its time. It was like, wow, really? So let me just put it to you this way. We got nothing to hide here. Dude, we're open-minded society here in the Bay. It is about two young boys exploring their romantic interests. You know what I mean? I think we're alone now. See, there's nobody looking. Anyway, interesting kind of slant on that song for real. Yeah.
Good on. Good for them.
Yeah.
And then Escobar checking in one more time. Ace of Spades by Three Bad Jacks. Yesterday by Boys to Men. Dude, wow. And he says Higher Ground. Stevie Wonder's Higher Ground, Red Hot Chili Peppers might be the best of all of them.
Two for that one now, too. That's also got two.
John Joseph checking in. Buckle up, Paulie. Buckle up. Judas Priest doing the Green Manalishi. Okay.
Great.
Is that a Peter Green?
Yes.
That's
Fleetwood Mac song. And Priest crushes that. Cause I'm the Green Manalishi with a 2-pronged crown. Anyway, go ahead. Little Priest moment for me and Double J right there. Yeah.
Dude, so Quiet Riot doing Slade's Come On Feel the Noise.
Definitely.
A lot of people don't even know that that's a cover.
Yeah.
Eric Clapton doing J.J. Cale's Cocaine.
Yeah.
Eric Clapton doing J.J. Cale's After Midnight.
Yeah, both great tracks. Yeah.
And then he says Vader doing Slayer's Raining Blood.
Wow. Okay.
And the band Less Than Jake doing Slayer's Evil Has No Boundaries. So that's
perfect.
Joseph. And we got two more, Paulie.
Okay.
Greg Collins, also known as Stinking Badges. He says Purple Haze by The Cure. He says,
wow, I'd like to hear that. I've never heard that.
And he also says Third Stone from the Sun by Pat Metheny. Dude, I would love to hear that. Speaking of Third Stone from the Sun, I almost picked Gary Clark Jr.'s version of
I've heard that, dude. It's so cool. What, you know what? That riff in Third Stone from the Sun by Jimmy, that one of my favorite riffs of all time. I freaking love that. I'm sorry I jumped in, but you excited me with that one. I'm with you. I love that Gary Clark Third Stone.
It excited me when I saw Stinking Badges with that. So.
Yeah.
And then finally, Don Peralta, and he says, I don't feel tardy. Sorry, I'm tardy, boys. And he says, my musical assignment, he goes, choice one, Rockin' in the Free World by Pearl Jam, doing Neil Young's Rockin' in the Free World. Yeah. He says, Texas Flood by Stevie Ray Vaughan, which is an original by Larry Davis. He says, Hurts Me Too by, dude, by the way, yes, dude, I just listened to Hurts Me Too yesterday. Grateful Dead doing the Elmore James tune.
100%.
And then Metallica doing the Thin Lizzy's Whiskey in the Jar.
We saw him play that at Levi's. It was really good. They do a good version of Whiskey in the Jar. And that was from Peralta. Good job, Peralta. Those are always
everybody.
Just looked over it at the comments line. Rags, no explanation. 2 words. Orgy tent. Orgy tent. What are you talking? Burning Man, Regs? They had to shut it down. They had windstorms and mud. They had to shut down the orgy tent. They also had to shut down the BJ tent. True story. I'm not kidding. All right. Anyway, I want to say, and Tommy D'Angelo, my boy from Boston, he shot me a text a couple of minutes ago, and he goes, don't forget, this is a good note. Don't forget that the Come Together version of Aerosmith covering the Beatles that I used, that is also appears in the film Sgt. Pepper with the Bee Gees and Peter Frampton. It's one of the worst movies ever made. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Tony. You ever seen the Bee Gees and Sgt. Pepper? Yeah, they try not to even show it anymore. They've tried to burn all the copies, but they re-recorded the entire record. Earth, Wind, and Fire is on there. Peter Frampton's in there. Aerosmith is in there, and the Bee Gees do a whole bunch. But no, great call by D'Angelo. Yeah. That is
a great call. And Paulie, just because Patty from Napa rules and she's such a frequent contributor to the show, and she got us that video from Nick Harrison, she's also wants to throw in Linda Ronstadt's The Waiting, doing Tom Petty's The Waiting, and Linda Ronstadt doing Smokey Robinson's Tracks of My Tears. Dude.
You know what? Linda Ronstadt can sing her ass off. God bless her. I know she's had some having some health issues now, but what a great voice on her. And keep this in mind. For you Stevie B, Neil Young enthusiast types, that great Neil Young record called Harvest Moon came out in the early 90s, all acoustic and everything. Linda Ronstadt singing backups on that album, and she sounds incredible. Her and James Taylor. How about that? Oh, my background singers? Yeah, I got Ronstadt and James Taylor. Is that okay with you guys? Anyway,
let's give all right. Yeah. I bet it sounded great. Also, honorable mention to Ray Goodman and the Soulmates doing Jets, Are You Gonna Be My Girl, and changing the lyrics to Are You Down with PMP? That's a great cover, too. Great job by Ray Goodman and the Soulmates. Paulie, That's all I got for today and for the weekend. I think we got to let people. What do you got? What do you got?
We do know. I'm just going to say hello to a couple of faces we don't see every day. Matty Balls, great to see you, brother. And then Miriam. I don't believe I've seen you before, but welcome. I know I see you talking whiskey in the jar. Great to have you and great to see everybody. I just like to shout out the newcomers when we see them. And again, thanks to everybody on X. Thanks to everybody on Instagram. You YouTube people, we love you. Cron 4 Plus, thank you so much for letting us be part of the Cron 4 family. I really am honored to be part of that legendary station now. And new episodes of Polymax Particle streaming every night on the Cron 4 Plus app at 11:30. You can always check that out. So thank you, Tony. Great week. Go Niners. Go Giants. And final words, and we'll send everybody home. Have some lunch. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, just a reminder on the Cron 4 app. It's on your smart TV through Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV. And also the audio versions of the show are always available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and TuneIn at Polymax Particles. And when you're perusing YouTube, search Polymax Particles and subscribe and like and hang out and check out our videos. And also we're going to put the link to Longbridge Pizza's event that they're doing on September 29th. Slices for Sami. It's a benefit that Neil Zanardi is doing at Longbridge Pizza on Monday, September 29th. Paulie, one last super from Stevie B. He says Jimi Hendrix Manish Boy by Muddy Waters off the Blues album. Stevie B, that blues album is one of my favorites of all time. That Jimi Hendrix blues album, I bought that on a CD years ago.
Catfish Blues, my friend. Catfish Blues. Well, I wish I was a catfish. All right, you guys. Stevie B, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow up on the mountain. If you're coming to Sound Summit, be happy to say hello and hang out. I look forward to it. We're going to have a great time. Creative Tony, have fun with your 37 sporting events tomorrow. You got 2 kids and 37 different games. I don't know how you do it. All of y'all in the PMP community, thank you so much for supporting the show. Mark Crawford, good to see you. Yes, Drum Circle, Mark Crawford, me and you. Bring your gear, bring your maracas. We'll shake and bake, man. Creative Tony, have a great weekend. Good luck to you in all your games. Say hi to the kids. Say hi to Megan. And have a great time in New Orleans. Noemi, Ray, bring back a win. Patty from Napa, bring back a Joe Walsh in the city. That's what I'm looking for out of you. Eagles in Las Vegas. Tony, final words.
Corinne also and her son and daughter-in-law bring us home a win from the Superdome also. And Stevie B enjoyed Neil Young tonight. He's confirming that he is going. He's going to be in the house. And Paulie, next Friday is Cheap Trick, buddy. A week from tonight is Cheap Trick. So we're going to be ramping up for Cheap Trick next Friday. Paulie, a great week. Thank you so much, man, for letting me be a part of this whole venture, dude. And I love doing it every single day. And I love the PMP Familia. Thank you all for always contributing and making this show so much freaking fun. It's so cathartic for me. And hopefully you guys are enjoying it. And I got my Goha leaf care ready to go.
Use it as you wish, Tony. In the privacy of your own home, nobody's looking. You go nuts with that thing. And then also thank you, Tony, for being part of the show. Without Creative Tony, there's no show. Period. End of story. I don't know what I'm doing on my own. He's got to prop me up every day. Pine Needle, I love you. Everybody have a great weekend. Where's Diamond Dave? Send people home, T.
Hold on a second. Robot Centaur is a super real quick. He says, I forgot the Foo Fighters alter ego, the DGs, who released a Bee Gees cover album with all their hits. Dude, I didn't even know about this.
Oh, no, it's outstanding. I've heard it's on Spotify. You can listen to it on Apple. No, it's outstanding. Great call, Fareed. I'm a big fan of that one, too. The DGs, dude, with the logo and everything. No, it's killer. You'll love it. It's great.
Dude, yeah. Thank you, Fareed, for Robot Center. Thank you for the heads up on that. Also, real quick, Humphreys McGee, the man Humphreys McGee, has an album out there of mashups of all covers. It's mashups of covers, and it's called shoot, I forget what it's called, but look at Humphreys McGee mashup covers of mashups. It's great. Anyways, thank you, Robot Centaur. And Paulie, Diamond Dave is here right now.
Dude, crossfading like a champion, as always. One day you'll learn about the crossfade talents of Creative Tony because he's one of the best. All right, you guys, be safe, be happy, be cool, and have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday at 11 a.m. Enjoy your Friday. Go Giants. Drill Ohtani. Tony, first pitch, drill his ass. Welcome to San Francisco. Boom! Right in the leg. You know what I mean? I'm not looking to hurt the guy. Just let him know. Let him know how we mean business. All right, Tony, be cool, man. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you Monday at 11. Cheers, y'all.
Peace, y'all.